Ezio is a pretty special character to me. He's one of the best characters, not just in gaming, but in media too, in my opinion at least. Can I say that without getting witch hunted, please? Thank you. His life is also completely transparent to us. We see him born at the beginning of Assassin's Creed 2, and die in embers. At the end of Revelations, Ezio travelled to Masyaf with Sophia, where he used 5 keys to open the door to Altair's library. He found the body of Altair, another memory seal, and another Apple of Eden. Thanks to the clarity given to him through the access to the key memories in Altair's life, he refused to take the second apple and acknowledged his role as a conduit for a message. Ezio then removed his weapons and declared that he had seen enough for one life, and thus retired from his life as an assassin.
Desmond?
He's talking to me?
I heard your name once before, Desmond. A long time ago. And now it lingers in my mind, like an image from an old dream. I do not know where you are, or by what means you can hear me. But I know you are listening. I have lived my life as best I could, not knowing its purpose, but drawn forward like a moth to a distant moon. And here at last, I discover a strange truth. But I am only a conduit for a message that eludes my understanding. Who are we, who have been so blessed, to share our stories like this? To speak across centuries? Maybe you will answer all the questions I have asked. Maybe you will be the one to make all this suffering worth something in the end. Now, listen.
So what happened after these events? Well, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at that. So after concluding business in Masyaf, Ezio and Sophia returned to Constantinople to wrap up their affairs in the city, despite Selim ordering Ezio to never return. Thanks to Suleiman, Ezio secured a brief visit, as long as he didn't cause any trouble. Ezio ensured that the new leader of the Turkish Brotherhood, Dogan, was in complete command of the assassin guild there. He also helped Sophia sell her bookshop to Aziz, who was the assassin who had been kidnapped by Ahmet and held at the top of the Galata Tower as a decoy for Sophia. The bookshop was used as an outpost for the Brotherhood, and Ezio stored the Masyaf keys in the chamber where he had found the first key beneath it. In the latter months of the year 1512, Ezio and Sophia got married in Venice, before returning to Rome, with Claudia congratulating them on their union, probably wondering who the fuck Sophia was. Ezio, having decided to resign from the Brotherhood entirely, chose Lodovico Ariosto as his successor and mentor of the Italian assassins. Ezio and Sophia later retired to live in a villa in the Tuscan countryside and had 2 children together, Flavia and Marcello. Here, Ezio tended to the vineyard and often spent time in his study writing memoirs. Despite having retired from active service to the Brotherhood, Ezio continued to be involved with its affairs for some time. By 1515, Ezio was supervising the development of 2 young apprentices, Englishman Hiram Stoddard and the Italian Giovanni Borgia. That same year, Ezio received a letter from his friend Michelangelo informing him of a new Templar plot in the city of course being Florence. Ezio sent his 2 apprentices with Stoddard as the leader to meet Michelangelo and deal with the Templar plot, but they failed to obtain the Apple of Eden from the Templar dei Petrucci. The Brotherhood did not retrieve this apple until at some point it wound up in Greece. By 1519, Ezio had come down with a chest infection and had developed a serious cough. Machiavelli came to visit Ezio around this time to tell him that their friend Leonardo da Vinci was dying. The pair travelled to Amboise in France to the manor Clos-Lucé, where Leonardo was being made comfortable. Ezio and Machiavelli stayed in France for a week, visiting Leonardo often. They were with him at the moment that he died. After Leonardo had passed, Ezio and Machiavelli set out for Italy. Upon their departure, rumours began to spread that King Francis was with Leonardo until he died. Ezio was disgusted by this rumour and believed that anyone, even a king, would do anything for publicity. Ezio spent his final years at his Tuscan countryside villa, where he tended to his vineyard and raised his children. One day in 1524, Sophia left with Marcello to visit Claudia, leaving Ezio to watch over his daughter Flavia. It was on this day that it was sought out by the Chinese assassin Chao Yun, who had would travel to Italy with her mentor who had died on the way to learn the methods to unite the Brotherhood in China. Ezio initially refused to get involved with this, though he allowed her to stay in the villa for the night on Sophia's insistence. At one point, Ezio invited Xiao Yun to accompany him to Florence as he ran errands. He told Xiao Yun of the importance of love in the Brotherhood, saying that if she could support that, she would inspire hope in her people and succeed in her goals. It was here that the former mentor and young assassin were ambushed by a Chinese imperial soldier. After Xiao Yun defeated the soldier, they returned to the villa where Ezio had his family stay with Niccolo Machiavelli to keep them out of harm's way, in case another attack happened. During this time, Ezio trained Xiao Yun in various combat and stealth techniques that she would later use in exacting her revenge on the Templar eunuchs known as the Eight Tigers. Ezio's fear of another attack came to pass, but Ezio and Jun managed to emerge victorious again. The morning after, Ezio gave Xiao Yun a small chest before she departed on her way back to China, telling her to only open it if she lost her way. From the start, Ezio knew that this box of precursor origin was completely empty, the lesson there being that an assassin needs to accept a responsibility that only they could decide which path to follow. In Ezio's final hours, he decided to go to Florence with Sophia and Flavia. While they went shopping, Ezio sat down on a bench, feeling unwell but shrugging off Sophia's concerns that he should have stayed home, stating that he was home. While Sophia and Flavia went to buy groceries, a young man sat on the bench beside Ezio, where he berated the women of Florence and compared them ill-favourably to the women of Rome. Ezio responded by telling the man that he was the problem, not the city. Immediately after this, Ezio began to suffer from chest pain. The young man grabbed Ezio's hand and told him to have courage, telling him to get some rest and then leaving. Ezio looked back angrily but calmed quickly. Ezio then looked over to Sophia and Flavia smiling before resting his head against the back of the bench and passing away peacefully. And that's what we know about Ezio Auditore's retirement, or later life if you will. But anyway, that wraps up today's video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share. Let me know what topic you want me to cover in my next lore video, and I will see you all very soon with another video at some point.